O'Brien.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, final hour of the trading day, and we got markets de-escalation in a little bit of war risk, and that has markets climbing right near record highs. You have an S&P right now up by 0.9%, trading up 53 points, and yeah, you got some volume today, man. Check out this volume. All right, we've done 1.5 million contracts already in the S&P. That's a big number by itself. You see how many days in the past we haven't even done 1.5, and Friday's day was huge at 2 million, especially huge compared to anything we've done recently. Okay, Friday's volume day, 2 million contracts. That's the biggest day since April 10th when we had the volatility at the market lows. And we might run for that number, man. We got an hour left to go. You always get a lot of volume in the final volume on the close. And what did I just say? We need about 500,000 contracts. All right, let's put it on a 5-minute even. And you can see, in the last final minutes, we're going to get 40, we're going to get 60, we're going to get that many contracts just on the close, okay, let alone we're going to do the hour. So we're going to approach Friday's volume. We'll keep our eye on the S&Ps right now, up by 0.8%. NASDAQ 100, not quite the same deal. All right, we're at 351,000 contracts. We did 550. So percentage-wise, well off that number we did on Friday. We'll see if we can continue. And then on the Dow right now, yeah, not even close to what we did on Friday. Dow did 137,000. We're at 82,000 contracts right now in the Dow. We jump over to Ethereum. If you're getting into crypto, I had a question this morning. Okay, we talk about Bitcoin. We talk about MicroStrategy. People have made and lost a lot of money with MicroStrategy. I get it. You know, the multiples on this, but boy, if there's ever a run on crypto, and folks, there's going to be a run because there's a run on everything. Okay, there's a run on real estate, there's a run on equities, there's a run on banknotes. Okay, every type of asset class can have a run on it. When I say run, it's an overpriced event, right? And you're repricing, even on a short-term basis. Boy, the MicroStrategy deal. Okay, we were talking about it when we were at 543. This stratospheric run you had from 223 to 543, that's a game of hot potato. Okay, and who's getting the last one out there? But boy, Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin's the leader, far and away. Up by 3.5%, up $3,700. And yeah, don't even, Ethereum's up 5.1 today, but it's not even close, okay? Not even close in terms of the strength that Bitcoin has versus anything else. And there's only one Bitcoin, man. All right, we jump to the headlines. And yeah, so first you start with this one, okay? Trump says Iran wants to talk after waves of Israeli strikes. And on the front page of the Journal, a battered Iran signals it seeks to end. Okay, it wants de-escalation. Israel to continue strikes despite reports that Iran seeks to talk. That's just as 2:05 within the last hour. That one comes on there. Not surprising. Okay, we're going to go about our operation. So the tensions are still out there for a market that just does not go down, man. We are higher from those reports initially, okay? We're way higher. And crude, all things considered, there's your war premium escalation. We're only $2 or $3 over that level. I think people are shaking off a lot of tail, even if they're tail risks in this market, even just predicated on the price of crude, because nothing's really hit yet. But I'd be surprised if that doesn't happen at some point, sadly enough. All right, we jump to some of the movers today. And yeah, how about Roku, man? We're pushing the highs that we opened at, 81.67. They're doing a deal with Amazon. That's going to be a big one. And then we were talking about this on the morning program as well for Celsius. I decided to have a coffee instead of a Celsius this afternoon. Afternoon coffee, I feel you. I'm trying to get it out of my system. I know, I got to work on that Tiger War, Matthew. I'm going to work on it, man. I got to do it justice. I know, totally. I got to lean into it. I got to just let it go, man. Celsius, up by 5.3%. So we were talking about this on the program this morning, okay? And I believe they got an upgrade is what is going on this morning. They purchased a competitor around February. This was probably the volatility, maybe the down. $1.8 billion, I think. One of their competitors that's better for the female demographic in particular. But the one thing I'll say is that is some volume, man. That is a breakout. You come back in on lighter volume. You're trading higher. And this thing has some room to run. Straight out on a technical play here. And yeah, you're talking about coming from the doldrums, man, to 100. You double top, and then kaboom. All the air comes out of the room. And you give back all the gains back to January of 2021. Just like that, man. Let's put it back on a weekly. All right, we'll see how the weekly comes in. The weekly volume's been dropping off a bit since basically when we got up to a high right there of 38.35 on April 7th, and that was Liberation Day, right? No, that was Reprieve Day. Excuse me, 90-day reprieve. All that volume coming in. Since then, you're trickling higher, 43.37 for Celsius. All right, we jump around to some of the other movers. Amazon, how about it, right? Catching a bid, up by 2% today. Tesla, up by 0.8%. The chip stocks, NVIDIA, up by 2%. Check out NVIDIA, within $10 of all-time highs. AMD, I believe they got an upgrade as well today, up by 9.2%. Look at that volume today. Was it an upgrade? I believe it was. Let's jump around regardless. Palantir, not stopping, man. Up by 3.5%. On a weekly basis, the volume is unimpressive on Palantir. It doesn't mean that it just can't keep rocking, man. Palantir up by 3.5% right now, $4.72. You check out Boeing. So Boeing, 201.79, up by $1.47. There's an interesting piece I was reading as I was actually getting ready for the program. Is that it? No, I'll find it. It's a journal. Let me make sure I can find it. Is it here? All right, I will find it. It's a journal piece, and it's talking about Boeing, and it's talking about the U.S. government. And they're intertwined, for sure. There's Boeing and there's Airbus. Boeing has 0% chance of going bankrupt, folks, because it's in our best interest to have an airplane manufacturer and not just Airbus, the European one. They work with defense, etc. But this deal going on with the Air India, it's one of those risks laying out there. And if it happens when Boeing's at 130 or 140, maybe not the end of the world. But it's happening when Boeing just almost doubled in share price up to 218. But look at that volume on that drop off on that number. News-driven event for sure. On a weekly basis, man, there hasn't been a lot of volume on that acceleration when you look at it from the lows. All right, folks, stay tuned. We're coming back with our man Steve Rhodes. We'll talk a little bit of markets. Don't go away. We're coming back with Steve.
If you spend